Hello, Cindy Kyle here with Cindy Kyle's Coaching, and I wanted to share some statistics and my thoughts on a thing that people really don't like to talk about, which is money. I recently read an article that stated that the average American household is $137,000 in debt, and that on average, that household makes up $59,000 a year. That is a startling statistic to me. Also, 78% of all Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, and 58% of us have only $1,000 in the bank. Why don't you ponder on that for a minute? $1,000. How would we survive if something happened? It's hard, and also 85% of us are stressed about money. I wonder why, if we only have 58% of us only have $1,000 in the bank for an emergency, or maybe to even retire, because a lot of us rely on Social Security, and some of us are entrepreneurs like myself. And fortunately, I did work for many years in corporate America, so yes, I do have Social Security, but I've also made strides in saving for my retirement through 401ks and Roth IRAs, etc. But a lot of factors come into play with a lot of Americans and us. We, have things that come up, deaths in the family, we lost our jobs, medical conditions, all different factors come into play why we stress and struggle with money. But the other thing is, a lot of us, it's real easy to try and get caught up with everybody else, that I need the next best thing, I need this, I need that. And a lot of us are, on Amazon, HGTV, QVC, all different social media, has given us access to all these different sites with a click of a button. Instead of even sitting in front of your TV, you can go to QVC, you can go to HGTV, and order anything with a click of a button. And a lot of us, like myself, sharing this personal story, growing up, we were poor. We didn't have a lot. So I have personally struggled with, in my later years, not having enough and being afraid that I would run out of things. And from my personal stories and my struggles, that's why I'm sharing with you that I have had an overabundance of stuff. I've had clothing and technology and shoes, and go on and on and on. Food, overabundance of food and supplies, and it just goes on and on. So I just think we all need to be a little more mindful with our money. Waste not, want not, is something I read recently, and I agree with it. We waste too much. We have an overabundance of things that we really don't need, that don't serve us, and we spend lots of time caring for it, moving it, storing it. How many people in your neighborhood that you know that have storage units that they pay on average $200 a month for? Times that by a year, $200 times 12. That's $24,000 a year on average people spend on a storage unit. It's a billion-dollar industry. Then we have people who have garages and they are full with stuff, and your cars sit outside. I mean, I just don't understand it, and it just stresses you out, and you don't have time for the things that matter. So I just wanted to say it's something to think about, be more mindful about before you click on that next Amazon item, that you think about, do you really need this? Is it a want or is it a need? If it's a need, then great, buy away. But if not, think about before you make that click. or buy that next piece of technology. Do I really need it? In most cases, you don't. And I just thought that it was important. A lot of people don't like to talk about money. It's a quote unquote an issue that's not discussed. Well, I'm very open to it. I have conveyed my personal views on it with my clients, with my family, with my close friends, and hopefully this helps you in thinking more about being more mindful about what you're spending, what you got coming in, and what you got going out, because it's pretty scary that over 50%, over half of us Americans have less than $1,000 in the bank. Dave Ramsey, who I'm very much an advocate of and have his books, shares that you should have a minimum of 6 months in the bank. Susie Orman is another great person and someone I follow on a regular basis, and she says that you should have a minimum of 6 months of your income in the bank. So take all that and just think about it before you make that next you know, when you go to buy something, when you are thinking about doing something, is it in the best interest of you and your family that you have to have this item and you have to have it now? That's what I have for today. I hope this helps you think more mindfully about your money, and you need to think about your retirement, whether you're 18 or you're 50 or you're 70, because things happen and you need to be ready if something does happen, and you need to plan for your future. And I'll tell you, it comes into play. I mean, I have personal experiences, and I have family members that like to click, click, click on anything they see and anything they buy, and it's not serving to them. It doesn't serve them at all. And it all comes down to self-care and thought, and give yourself a little bit of grace, but start thinking about it. Have a great day, everyone.